Good evening all. It's nice to see many people here stopping, actively interested, looking at the pictures and standing with us and taking pictures. So I suggest when you post your pictures on the social media, you use this as your hashtag, #ArmUkraineNow. You might have heard that Ukraine started pushing Russian troops out of the eastern regions. And also today many world politicians said that the partial mobilization which was announced by Putin is actually the sign of defeat of Russia. But the sign of defeat does not mean that Ukraine already won this war. And this is the time when we should not relax, but this is the time we need to push. So this is exactly the time when all countries of the democratic world should show that they stand together with Ukraine and they support not only Ukraine fight, but they support also the fact that Ukraine is fighting for everybody in this world. Because Ukraine now is standing between Russia and all other countries. As my friend said before, if we don't stop Russia in Ukraine, Russia will continue its journey towards other countries. And many countries know that well already, mainly those countries which were part of the Soviet Union or part of Soviet bloc. And that's why you can see that countries like Lithuania, Estonia, Poland, they are very adamant in pushing Russia back through the means that they have. Firstly, they support Ukraine unanimously, without any reservations, sending arms, supporting financially. And Estonia is a small country, but if you compare the amount of help that Estonia provided to Ukraine in percentage of their GDP, is actually huge. And also some of these countries had donation drives, like Lithuania, and actually bought some of the drones to help Ukraine fight. And those are the countries which said, we will not allow Russians to come through our land borders. Because you might know that Russians are not allowed, or the airplanes are not allowed to fly from Russia to European Union. And mainly how they are coming is through crossing the land borders or through going through other countries, like Turkey, for example, which is helping Ukraine a lot, but still allowing also Russians to come and use them as a transit to go to Europe. So now, countries like Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, they actually stopped accepting Russians on their borders. And we think that other countries should join it, because the Russian citizens bear collective responsibilities for what their country is doing in Ukraine. Because this is not only Putin who is waging this war, because there are hundreds, thousands of soldiers which are terribly, they are doing terrorist, sorry, I forgot the word and cannot get it back, but forgive me for that. So they are very, and I cannot get cruel. So they're very cruel in what they do. And you might see this if you've seen the pictures from recently liberated regions of Ukraine. Because people are tortured only because they're Ukrainians. Only because they have some Ukrainian symbols on there. People disappear. People are getting killed. And this is not only Putin who is doing that. And it's also not Putin who is sending rockets on civilians, who is bombing hospitals, bombing even bus stops. This is not only Putin. So Russians should bear collective responsibility for this, because also many of them support this war. And that's why we ask also to push your governments not only to support Ukraine with arms and support Ukraine with financial aid, but also support Ukraine in a way of pushing Russia back and pushing Russia to stay where they are. Because if they don't enjoy the democratic values and they fight against them, they should not come to the countries where democratic values are in force and enjoy what these countries have to offer. So I ask you kindly, please share those messages. Please share those messages that we need to support Ukraine now. We need to stand together with one single front to push Russia back. And this is now is the perfect moment to do it. Because once Russia showed its weak point, we need to push it. Because if we wait, Russia will gain the power again and will strike again. And we don't know how many people will be killed because of that, how many countries will fail because of that. We don't know that. But we need to push now. So please, stand with Ukraine and be brave as Ukraine. Thank you.